Hello everyone, Becca here from Willow Hill Designs, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be working on the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge, the weekly planner challenge, and we're on week 40. But before I begin, I would just like to send my sympathies to all of those that have been affected by the hurricanes that have hit in the past few days, whether it be Nova Scotia and Canada, Florida, Puerto Rico, and along the U.S. coast, coming up the coast. My heart goes out to you. I'm sure that all of us here have you in our hearts and prayers, and just praying that help will come quickly, that your lives will return to some semblance of normalcy soon. So please know that, and I'm sure we all feel the same way, that you're in our thoughts and prayers. But anyway, we'll begin here. Excuse me. I did some prep work to get started on this, and the prompts for week 40 are a window or door, something that represents time, a chewing gum or cough drop wrapper, a piece of clothing, block text, and the bonus is a bug or an insect. So I have chosen to put a pink polka dot background, cardstock on the background. I thought it was very whimsical and went with this little image that I found in a quilt magazine, Quilt Mania. And I thought that was perfect for something that represents time. And I'll just check that off here. And I loved that little girl. I thought that was just so cute. So I don't know why, for some reason, Alice in Wonderland came to my mind. And so I was thinking, I put the door here, and I thought of Alice in Wonderland and time, and the little rabbit that is very late for an important date. And so I printed this little rabbit off. He is an image from Alice in Wonderland, and I thought he was so cute. I thought he would look cute by the door. And let's see, was I going to put anything by him? Okay. I have these keys, too, that I have a cardstock that has sort of a little postage stamps. They look like postage stamps, and there's all different images on the cardstock. And so I chose those keys. I thought that they would go with the door. I kind of like that look. So I will put these, I'll put these down just because I know I want that little bunny in there going with the door. He kind of, to me, relates to the door and time. Not that I remember the story all that well. It's been a long time since I read it. But let's see, where are my tweezers? I can't quite get used to these tweezers. So I think I'll put him right here. He's contemplating going through this door. And I liked these, the key image. I just thought that they went so nicely with the door, and I thought that they would add a little bit of interest. So I'm going to add these keys also. Let's see how we can get these on there. Okay. I liked the way that looked. So that is my door, and the bunny that wants to go through the door. And the next one is chewing gum or cough drop wrapper. And I have a cough drop wrapper from Halls cough drops. And so I just folded it kind of like a fan because I thought it was so ugly. I just I just didn't really want it on my page anywhere. I thought it was so ugly. So that is my cough drop wrapper that is folded like a fan. But if you look, oops, sorry, not in camera. If you look, you can see holes on there. It does say holes. So that kind of condensed that for me a bit. So that was my cough drop wrapper. And a piece of clothing. I was going to take a piece of one of my mother's shirts or blouses, and there wasn't anything really that would go with this page, the colors on this page. So I had this little fabric. It is actually a 1930s fabric, quilt fabric, and I just cut it in the shape of a little sweater or dress, maybe little shirt. So I thought I would use that as my piece of clothing and put over that ugly cough drop wrapper to kind of cover it a bit. And I also, when I had cut this image out, there was this little vine that kind of hung down. Looks like there's a tree kind of draping over this clock image. So I liked that, but it went here on this side, and I thought it might interfere with this little girl's braids, so I think I'm going to put it on this side and just have that hanging down from there. So I'll pop that on. This one seemed to come a little bit easier for me than the last one. The last one, I don't know. That last one I had a little trouble with. Definitely had a little trouble with. I agree with people when they say either you like it or you don't. You really either love it or not. Let's pull that down. I can't get used to these tweezers. My brain must not be able to figure it out. Let's try this and see if this helps a bit. Excuse me. My allergies today are just not doing well. I had also found some other images of doors that I thought were so pretty. But again, I mean, I suppose any of these could have gone on this page. But I just liked the green with the pink. I just thought it looked very pretty. So that would be my little piece of clothing. And block text. I found this, and this is actually on little wooden blocks. And I don't know what this was. If this was from, oh, it's from Goldstein Buick, sending us a happy Thanksgiving. And I just thought this was so cute. It's on both sides. I thought that was so cute. I decided to cut that out of there because they're on these little blocks. So kind of a little play on words, the block text. And I guess you would call those block letters. And I liked the word happy because I think she's very happy swinging on her little pendulum there. It must be she's in a magical place because there's certainly the bunny from Alice in Wonderland, and she's in a magical place, maybe reading a story and maybe drifting off to sleep and thinking about all these little magical things that are happening. So to me, she looks very happy, and I was thinking I would put that over this door. Maybe that doorway leads to something very happy. I don't know. But I thought that was very cute. I love that. I didn't realize that was on both sides of that card. That's pretty cool. Okay. I'm going to try to tuck that under her leg a little bit, but not that she covers any of the letters up with her boot. Okay. Whoop. There. That's our block text. And, oh, I should really glue down her other little leg and boot here. Make sure that that stays down. Okay, and then bonus is a bug or an insect. And I have this paper here that I had bought for my daughter's birthdays, and I have 100 feet of it. so they're going to have birthday presents wrapped in this for quite a while. But I just loved the images on this paper. It's little mice and little woodland scenes, and it reverses to blue. So if you had a little boy or a baby, I've used it for baby gifts as well. You could use the blue for little boys, for anyone that likes nature images. There's dandelions on here, and mushrooms, and little baby mice, and even a little cricket there. So I thought that was very cute, and from that paper, I took off a couple of dragonflies that were on the paper, and I thought that I would use that as my bug or insect. And I just colored them because the paper is just a pink background with brown images, no other colors. I just decided to color them a little bit, and I put some stickles on them. Oh, I keep stickles in Stardust, and I thought that was just sort of a nice kind of a just almost a clear iridescent color. So I put that on the wings, and I thought that maybe this little girl is looking up at the dragonflies flying around, maybe playing in the air. So I thought that maybe she's looking up at them. So I thought I would add those as well. That'll be my bug or insect. And whenever I have seen dragonflies, I used to see them a lot with my husband fishing, and they always had the most beautiful iridescent wings. Matter of fact, in one of my favorite books, I have a dragonfly wing, and it is so beautiful. It's so iridescent and just really beautiful. I don't know how much I can press with the stickles on there, but it looks like they're sticking okay. I love this art glitter glue. It really does do the job. I had bought some Yoo-Hoo glue, and I used it on the big clock face, but it didn't seem to stick down as well as the art glitter. So I don't know. Whoops. That could use a little bit more, maybe there. Okay. And let's see. This one seems as though it should be flying that way. Like they're kind of swirling around each other, playing. So that would be my insects, bug or insect. And I also took a dandelion from that same wrapping paper, the pink with the brown images. And I thought that that would also just bring in the pink. She has pink in her little sweater dress here, and the pink polka dots, and then the dragonflies and the little piece of fabric. So I thought I would bring in pink there. So I was thinking I would just sort of compose a little collage down here with these. So I'll glue down this very ugly cough drop wrapper. That was a challenge because, I mean, how do you make a cough drop wrapper look nice? It's not easy. Oh, I guess I don't need that. So maybe there for the cough drop wrapper. Let's see, it looks like it might need a little bit more here. Glue. Yeah, it was the only way that I could think to minimize it a little bit and not tucking it under something and taking away from how pretty the other images were. So I think I'll put my little dandelion there and my piece of clothing there. Okay. I think that'll be a good spot for it. And then my little piece of clothing. And this has a little kitten on it that's playing a cello. I guess that would be a cello. Yeah, probably. I love that. I love the 1930s fabrics. They're so cute. I have a whole collection of them, and I always say I'm going to make a quilt. I have actually a pattern for them, and I just haven't gotten around to that, but that's definitely on my list of things to do. I'm going to need a tweezers for this. Let's see. Excuse me. We can pull this down a bit. There. I love this little tool for furniture transfers. It's come in handy for collaging. I love collaging. I've never done it before, and I love it. It's really fun. So that, I think that's my page.